do the task when they are commuting. They can do the task at home. They can do the task, the English task, when they're sitting in a park. So whenever they want. If they want to do it at night, they can do it at night. This ubiquity provided by mobile technologies help teachers to extend their lessons beyond their classroom walls. These technologies provide personalized experience, motivation, positive attitudes, collaboration, contextualized and authentic language learning, faster access to materials, comprehensible input, and also multimodality. Multimodality is important because in our daily lives, we get use of various modes when we are communicating with each other, when we are trying to understand something. We don't just depend on one channel, like we don't just depend on speaker's voice. We don't just depend on the visuals. We combine all these modes in order to understand something. So through technology, we provide these multimodality to our students so that they can understand better. There are also disadvantages stated in the field. I can understand some of these disadvantages, but some of them can depend on personal preferences, such as limited screen size or high cost. For some people, limited screen size is a problem, but for some it's not. Again, a high cost, for some it's a problem, for some it's not. But I can understand that. Even the most recent 2020 article found out that even families think the mobile phones distract their their kids during courses. The school management thinks that, the teachers, most of the teachers think in that way. But what I can suggest here that we can turn this unfavorable situation in a favorable one by motivating, stimulating our students and creating an enjoyable and lively atmosphere through mobile activities in the EFL tasks. In this way, instead of dealing with something else during the task, students may want to use that mobile phone to be in the part of the task. Okay. And I implemented all of these, whatever I say here in terms of technology. I've been implementing these for 3 years in both schools and Ministry of Education, in various classes at university. And I see that students are really eager to use their mobile phones for teaching and learning purposes. But we have some issues to consider when selecting a tool for technology integration. There are various checklists for you to use when you are selecting your tools. Tool, I mean the applications maybe you're going to use in the class, like Kahoot or Edpuzzle, whatever you want to use. This is a checklist that I prepared for multimodal mobile tools, and you can also prepare your own checklist. So why should we have a checklist? We should have a checklist in order to make sure that we are on the right track. We have some course objectives to cover. We have a target in that lesson. So if we have a checklist, it will be helpful for us to reach our targets. And we will know that we can be sure that we can, by using that specific tool, we can reach our aims. Okay, let's, another important, maybe the most important thing here to say that promoting an application, a tool, a technology to use directly in teaching is useless, because it's believed that, I believe that also, the existing tools and applications today may not be available tomorrow. So if even though I'm going to give some examples of applications, I will present them in groups. So you will see what I mean in the next slide. I will grouping them in terms of their features that provide in the language classroom is better. Let's look at the example, you will understand me better. For example, video-based tools. There are various video-based tools, applications that you can use in the classroom. Flipgrid is one of them. Recap was one of them. Recap was used by my pre-service teachers for 3 years, have been used. But now we cannot use it because it's over. We cannot reach it. They do not support this application anymore. So we shouldn't just depend on the application itself, but we should depend on the features that it provides us to teach the language or practice the language, maybe. So in video-based tools, I want to talk about Flipgrid. Maybe some of you know it, already using it, but I'm just giving brief information and what we can do about these applications. Let's talk about them. In Flipgrid, there is this, okay. So you can form a classroom in Flipgrid. You can just carry your classroom in an online platform, and in your classroom, you can assign some tasks, speaking tasks. And these speaking tasks can be done only by recording your video. Your students should record their videos when they are speaking. And their peers can comment on their friends' videos by speaking as well. So the discussion should be only through speaking, which is a nice thing because we restrict our students here. They need to force themselves to practice their speaking abilities. Okay, which is also nice here is that Flipgrid enables teachers to use the ready-made rubrics here. So it has a rubric here, so you can use this rubric in order to evaluate your students' speaking abilities. There is this comment section, which should be on through video, but you can also write your comment. This is only for the teacher. You can also write your comment to your students' performance. Where can we use this? We can use this for in follow-up activities. And what I can say here is that using these tools, video-based tools, outside the classroom lead more beneficial results, because in the classroom when students are speaking, just think of each student is speaking and recording their videos. There may be some problems, right? There may be, they may not understand what they are speaking. They may not hear their own voices as well. So assigning these tools, these tasks through these tools at home will lead better results. Okay, another group is visual sketching and note-taking tools. One of the applications here is that Canva, and Canva is a very nice and enjoyable activity. Even though it's not an educational tool, many teachers use Canva in their classes. What is this tool? It's a tool for preparing posters, invitations, and this visual sketching and note-taking tools are mostly used with writing activities. So this tool provides multimodality to the students, multimodality in their expressions. There is this example. Students can choose these ready-made templates, or they can upload photographs, they can write something, they can also change the colors, etc. When they finish, they can either share their work via this platform, or they can download their work, their posters, invitations, whatever they have written, and they can share their work through their WhatsApp groups. What my pre-service teachers did in their classes in Ministry of Education in high schools was that they turned on smart boards and opened WhatsApp page there, and they asked students to send their work through WhatsApp. And each student came in front of the classroom and talked about their posters. And in this time, we see that writing and speaking and also listening, these skills are blended together. Another group of tools are mind mapping tools. I love these online collaboration mind maps. But I recommend you to use these tools with smaller groups. With crowded classrooms, it will be hard for you to monitor your students' actions, because once you share the access of this mind map, each student can navigate and change everything. So with smaller groups, it works better. What can we do with this mind map is that your students can share links, they can upload videos, they can record their voices, they can share some pictures, they can write. Again, we see multimodality here. After a reading activity or a listening activity, you can, or before, for example, as a warm-up activity, you can ask your students to work collaboratively to form a mind map together. And the last group of tools that I'm going to talk about today is online classroom tools. In online classroom tools, maybe you are using Edmodo or Edpuzzle. I want to talk about Edpuzzle today. I'm using Edpuzzle with my first grade students in ELT department at Süleyman Demirel University, because I'm giving this listening and pronunciation course, academic listening course. And unfortunately, we cannot be together in the classroom. So I need to use a platform where my students can listen to a lecture and answer the questions, take notes and answer the questions. This is a sample lecture, and in Edpuzzle, there are various channels that you can choose your videos from. You can choose from Khan Academy videos, you can use TED Talks, you can use National Geographic videos, you can use YouTube videos, and they are all together. It's just one click to reach all of these videos. And here you see that there are some dots through the video. In each dot, there are some questions. You can embed 3 types of questions here. One type is true, false, the other one is multiple choice, and the other one is open-ended questions. So when it's time for the question pops up and the students are expected to answer the question. The video will stop then. And after they answer the question and submit it, the video will continue. You can either put your questions here or at the end of the video. It depends on you. And you can enable your students to rewatch and skip the questions, or you can disable these features so that your students have to listen to the video carefully. Okay, this is all for today for me. Thanks for listening. Let's answer your questions now. I'm going to stop sharing.
Just one question. Şenay Hocam just asked if we can share your presentation with the participants, of course, with your permission.
Yes.
Is it possible? Okay.
Then, I can share the PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you. Then I will be announcing the link through our social media websites. And if you have any questions, you can write it in the chat box and I will direct this question to Gülin Hocam.
Or if you have any questions and you want to ask later in a more detailed fashion, you can email me. Let me write my email address here. It's the one that I use frequently, zeybekgulin@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rümeysa Hocam.
Thank you. But please Please, Özgür Hanım. CEN. I couldn't understand the abbreviation. Can you be more clear? I'm sorry. I'm special education lead. Okay, yes. I'm not specialized on that topic. So it's better for me to not answer that question because I've never worked with special education students who need special education. Thank you. Okay, then I think.
If we don't have any questions, we can end this session.
Okay, thank you then. I guess that's over.
Thank you, Gülin Hocam, for accepting our invitation to have this webinar with you. We know that you are so busy these days.
It was a great pleasure for me to talk about drama and technology.
Thank you. And we also want to thank you to our participants. Thank you for participating and not leaving us alone. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you again in another webinar. See you.
Have a nice day.